What up, everybody? This your boy C4, and I got my boy Fat Gamer with me. Say what up to the people, Fat.
What's going on?
Yeah, man. We about to just give our impressions on what we saw, what we hated, and what we liked in when it came to E3. So we're gonna start off with Microsoft. Go ahead, hit them off, Fat. Let them know what you like.
You know, in the case of the Microsoft press conference, I'm gonna keep it real. It was good, but I was more so disappointed with it over the other two due to the fact that they didn't focus on games that much, but more on Xbox Live applications. And then to me, that kind of disappointed me, you know. That and the whole fact how they keep wanting to make Call of Duty out to be like somehow they're exclusive when it's a damn third-party multi-plat game. I mean, that right there was bullshit in my eyes.
Right.
But, you know,
I got a mixed opinion on it. It wasn't what I expected to see, so, you know, I was disappointed like you and most of the people who watched the Microsoft conference. I was disappointed. But at the same time, I saw a couple good things that I could see in a future form. The smart glass was a hell of an application. I liked it personally. I know a lot of people didn't really care about it, but I thought it was cool the way it's going to innovate games. I kind of saw a little Wii-U inspiration into it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I will be picking up Forza Horizon Day one. I will be picking up Halo 4 Day one. And in 2013, when the new Splinter Cell and Gears come out, I'll be picking those up Day one as well. My whole thing was, and how I felt was they just focused way too much on Xbox Live's applications and all this stuff. And I feel they should have shown a little bit more games over what's going to be on Xbox Live Marketplace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. I feel as though they could have did like Sony and Nintendo did, and they could have showed some more games. You know, even though Sony and Microsoft kind of used multiplex as filler, people would have been a little more accepting just to see more games instead of the suits on stage just talking at them the whole time.
I mean, yeah.
So I feel what you're saying.
I mean, it just felt a little bit, stuffy in there watching it. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, to me, the crowd, they wasn't feeling it, and I wasn't feeling it because the only thing I seen that I liked was the new Gears trailer, the Splinter Cell Blacklist. I mean, that looks fucking phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
I mean, Halo 4. I mean, despite what people might say about it, like I said, we'll be picking up Day one. I probably will be getting the $99 limited edition of that. But other than that, like I said, to me, Microsoft focused way too much on Xbox Live applications for me. They should have showed a little bit more games. It didn't have to be first party. They just showed at least a couple more third party games that is more pro for their system.
Yeah, because we saw Sony and we saw Nintendo advertise Assassin's Creed 3, which we all know is going to be a multiplayer game. But I still think a lot of the crowd enjoys seeing that, regardless whether it was exclusive or not. People like seeing that and the Predator game and some of the other games that we all know coming to all three systems.
Oh, yeah. Now, in the case of Sony's press conference, their conference was a tad better than Microsoft's, not much. I think what hurt it, Sony's, that instead of showing that damn Wonder Book, they should have shown off like Dust 514.
Exactly.
Or they should have showed off the new Ratchet and Clank coming out as a downloadable title. I mean, it was a whole lot of games they could have showed, but they didn't. They focused way too much on that damn PlayStation Move augmented reality book game. I mean, to me, that was a utter fail.
Oh, utter fail. For me, Sony and Microsoft was a tie, and the reason I say that, well, to be honest with you, in my personal opinion, I like Microsoft better than Sony because they showed more games that I'm interested in, whereas Sony showed, they spent way too much time. It was a tie to me because they both fucked up and showed good shit.
Well,
for example, with Microsoft, they showed Splinter Cell Blacklist. With Sony, they showed that Beyond game, which I'm interested in both of those. So that was 1 point for each. Then Microsoft went into that bullshit app shit. But Sony went into that bullshit Wonder Book.
Oh, yeah,
so
the Wonder Book.
It was dead space in between both of them. Yeah. And then Sony ended on a high note with The Last of Us, but then at the same time, Microsoft gave me some great gameplay from Halo and some great trailers and gameplay from some of their other titles. But at the same time, they showed what was that game they showed? Damn, I'm having a brain fart right now. Oh, Tomb Raider. That was some great gameplay.
Tomb Raider looks excellent. But back on the Sony press conference, I feel like they showed the trailers of Dust 514. It's like, why didn't they talk about this game? I mean, if this game is supposed to be exclusive as a free-to-play game on your system, shouldn't you be talking about it over some game that's not even in full development yet? I mean, to me, Wonder Book should have been for E3 2013. But to be honest, and I'm gonna keep this real, Sony's conference was good, but Wonder Book drugged it down. What was the saving grace was probably Beyond and The Last of Us. The Last of Us will probably, I'm gonna be honest, Last of Us and Halo 4 are gonna be running neck and neck for Game of the Year this year. That's my prediction on that.
Yeah, but that was the reason why I say when it comes to Microsoft and Sony, I give them both a C-D because they both had their strong points, but they had equally bad points. You know, the only good thing I seen at Sony was Beyond and The Last of Us. Everything else was forgettable. I can't even remember. I remember seeing PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale. That's not even worth mentioning.
I mean, that was a filler game to me. It's like, okay, whatever. You know, I mean, the Gears of War Ascension. Oh, that was awesome. I thought that was kick-ass. The whole part of fucking ripping an elephant's skull open to reveal his brains. Oh yeah, I could be doing some shit with some packs.
Yeah, God of War looked pretty good. One huge thing I was disappointed in when it came to Sony was they didn't show anything groundbreaking for the Vita. And as a Vita owner, I mean, you know, what I really wanted to see was them push that more. And I didn't see that at all.
I mean, what the things I was looking for they didn't show was 514, Ratchet and Clank Full Throttle. Hell, even the new Sly Cooper 4, I feel like it was missing from there. It was because they focused way too much on Assassin's Creed 3, and I don't know why they was focused on a third-party game in which you're supposed to have all these first-party games. Your key first-party games you wasn't showing. I mean, hell, it'd been awesome if they had Blizzard there to announce Diablo 3 on the PlayStation 3. That would have been the greatest achievement at E3 for Sony if they have done that. But they just focused they were trying to push this Wonder Book shit. And let's fucking face it, I know Pyro was probably salivating over that shit. But as a core gamer, I'm not feeling that shit. That's for fucking casual noobs. Show me something that's going to make me go in my wallet and give you my damn Andrew Jacksons. That's all I have to say about the Sony press conference. But moving on to the final one, the big end, Nintendo. What's your thoughts on that?
Let's break each aspect of the Nintendo press conference down because I know and you know that everybody on YouTube is going to be saying that Nintendo won, Nintendo stole the show, Nintendo did the damn thing. So let's start. I got it in chronological order, everything that went down. They started off with Pikmin 3. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Pikmin is Pikmin. I mean, I can't. It's Pikmin. You pull little guys about the ground to do your bidding. I mean, what can I say about it?
Do you think it's going to be a Wii? Do you think that should have been something they opened with? Is it going to really make you want to go buy Wii U?
No. What they should have shown, in my opinion, to open up E3 in the Nintendo's press conference, it's not even the Mario game. What they should have shown is, why should I buy this system? Like the new Aliens game. Explain to me why I should buy the Wii U version of Aliens over the 360s and the PlayStation 3. Explain to me what makes this tablet pad more groundbreaking than a regular 6-axis controller or the 360 controller. Explain to me why this system is the end-all, be-all for this coming generation coming up.
Exactly, and that's one thing. I'm going to just go ahead on and break down my opinion of the Nintendo conference. I was disappointed, just like I was disappointed with Sony, and I was disappointed with Microsoft for the simple fact they didn't show anybody outside of the Nintendo fanboy contingency anything that was going to make us say day one, I gotta have it. When you announce a new system, the one thing you must show is groundbreaking exclusives that's going to make somebody want to go out and spend that 400 whatever X amount of dollars that system was going to cost. And I didn't see that. I didn't see one single game that couldn't be done on a 360 or the PS3.
I mean, to be honest, the only game that had me looking at like, damn, that looks good, but it's already on the 360 and PlayStation 3 was Arkham City. Now, Arkham City, the Armor Edition, oh yeah, okay, Batman's wearing an armor suit now with better text and better gadgets, but still the same game with a facelift.
Pretty much. The only thing I got from that is instead of you having to press the button to get the hub on your TV, your hub is now in your hand on the controller. And that's both a cool thing, but at the same time, it's kind of like, okay.
It's still kind of gimmicky.
Yeah, because now you're going to have to keep on looking down at the controller, looking up at the screen. It's like
they're still trying to push motion control, and I'm not. When it comes to motion controls gaming, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm more of an old school, traditional type gamer. I'm not trying to swing no damn tablet around to make the fucking automatic battle ring hit a certain target and because, you know, it was a bitch with the regular controllers. I can imagine this being a bitch for this damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's jump back into this. Next, they showed Netflix, Amazon, Hulu Plus, the same stuff we saw in Sony and Microsoft press conference.
It's like whatever. Everything got stationed, even computers. So who cares?
So for me, that wasn't a big deal because it's like I'm the type of person when it comes to gaming systems. All of that extra shit is cool if it's there, but I could do without it. You know what I'm saying? When I turn on my Xbox, I'm not turning it on to look at movies. I'm not turning it on to look at TV shows. I'm turning it on to game. So all of that, you know, Sony and Microsoft did that as well, and it wasn't a big deal to me. Next thing they announced was allowing you to use 2 game pads because everybody was speculating that you was only going to be able to use one. How do you feel about that? Is it good news to you? Do you really not care?
It's good news, but the only thing about it is how much is that second tablet going to cost? See, I didn't really hear the price of none of this shit.
Exactly.
How much? Okay, that's where I feel this E3 fucked up at. Where Sony fucked up at, they should have did a price cut on the PlayStation 3. Same way with Microsoft. They should have did a price cut on this console. Thank God that this generation's almost over with, but still, it's time for these damn things to come down. Most generations, most consoles are already $99. These things are still sitting at $300 damn dollars.
Yeah, but you also got to look at it from a business standpoint. They still selling at least 100,000 units per month.
I mean that's fine and dandy, but it's time to fucking. I mean, it's like they're not trying to make this generation. It's like they're trying to prolong it as long as they fucking can. It's like beating a horse until they can't go no further.
Well, in my personal opinion, I want to touch on to that. We could get back into. We'll touch into that a little bit later. We're gonna finish up this Nintendo conference real quick. Next thing they talked about was new Super Mario Brothers U, which was Super Mario Brothers for the Wii U.
Yeah, I mean the same as the one on the Wii, where now you can use your Mii character and it's an HD whoop-de-damn-de-doo. I mean, I wasn't impressed. I mean, I was hoping for something a little bit more better with Mario than HD version of it.
There's some regurgitated stuff we done already had. Yeah, that was. You already know how I feel about Mario. I personally feel that Mario is a played-out character. I love Mario. You know, he was a part of my childhood. But I'm the type of person I believe is, you know, you bring something out for a season, You let it fall off, and then you bring it back when people begging you for it.
I mean, like I said, I'm gonna get to Wii U probably day one. But one thing I was wondering here was how much is this damn thing gonna cost me? Can I go ahead to GameStop and pre-order it? How much is the second tablet going to be? It's like they trying to keep the price secret for some reason. Is this thing gonna be another overpriced console like the PlayStation 3? A damn near close to $600 price tag, because that tablet alone is not cheap.
Exactly, and that was my thing. It was like, okay, you all announced that we're going to be able to use 2 gamepads, but you never said how much it costs. Because to be honest with you, a 360 and a PS3 controller could set you back $60.
Yeah.
So
All
you
day
talking about a controller with a screen in it and technology in it. How much is this going to set us back? I mean, I can't really see those things coming out for less than 100 or 125.
No, that damn controller every bit $199.
Yeah. I could see that. Because the Move came out at what, $60? Then the Nunchak was $40, so that was $100 bundle by itself, and that ain't even have a screen. So I could see that coming out at $199 for real. I really could.
I mean, the 3DS press conference, they show those games were appealing, but it's still the same Mario, whatever.
Yeah, because all I saw, I had to step out for a moment during that. I saw New Super Mario Brothers 2. I'm sorry, which kind of seemed crazy for them to release a new Super Mario Brothers 2 while releasing a new Super Mario Brothers U on the Wii U. Seemed kind of but all I saw was Mario and Luigi for the 3DS. And as for both of those, my personal opinion, like I said, I think personally Mario and Zelda's played out. So for me, it was like,
I mean, the Tekken, I did like the Tekken on the whole idea that they using Mario powers up in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and that was pretty
that
cool.
Seemed pretty cool for the nostalgic fans, who pay attention to stuff like that.
I like that, but I feel like they should have focused on the Alien game, because I just want to know, why should I buy your versions of this damn game?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a few games missing. I mean, I don't know. To me, this E3 and all was not the best E3.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. I mean, I seen E3s 2 years ago that blew this one out of the water.
Hell, E3'05 is still, in my opinion, E3'05 and E3'06 is still, in my opinion, some of the best E3s ever, because we saw things we never seen before.
E3 2010 was a good one. The announcement of the new 360 Slim gear, and let's see, what else was that? What else was there? Was Gears?
I believe
3
Gears
there?
of War, Gears 3 was there. Yeah,
Gears 3 was there. I mean, even the Sony conference was good that year. Even
because we saw Uncharted 2, So we did. But we ain't finished with this. We ain't finished with this Nintendo list yet. Let's finish this up. It's gonna be quick. Scribble knots. Couldn't care less.
No.
Next, they went into a montage. It was full of third-party games, so that really wasn't a big impression. No. Wii Fit, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that looked kind of interesting. I mean, maybe my fat ass can pick it up, lose some weight, but other than that, I'm not really trying to do all that shit with no damn.
Yeah, for me, the Wii Fit section was kind of like the Nike Plus section on Microsoft. It was like, the last thing I give a fuck when it come to gaming, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a fat son of a bitch. The last thing I give a damn about when it come to video gaming is working out. That's not interesting to me. I want to see some games. So Wii Fit was like, whatever. Then they introduced some game called Sing for the Wii U, which is a karaoke game with a bunch of...
That was garbage.
Yeah, with a bunch of pop music. It's like no real self-respecting hardcore gamer gonna play that shit. Lego City. What did you think of that?
Now Lego City was interesting. I would like to see... I don't know if that's exclusive just to the Wii U, or is that going to be a multiplayer. But that game there looks interesting. That looked like it could be fun.
Yeah, it kind of looked like
A
kind of
Grand Theft Auto Lego
yeah,
game.
and like an action movie, but with Lego characters. It looked interesting. It looked pretty interesting. The only problem with me was never really been a fan of Lego games. However, that does look pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
it appealed to me. I mean, we all kids at heart. I could play some silly shit like that.
Next up, they showed Just Dance 4. We could skip
Nah,
on that.
fuck that.
Nobody gives a fuck about that. Zombie U.
Oh, Zombie U now. Now that looks interesting.
It was all I really got to say about it. It was a cool trailer. You know, I like how I like how you use the controller. Like when you put your sniper up, you use that to zoom in and stuff. It looked pretty cool, but I didn't really see too much gameplay. It was pretty much just a trailer. So.
Even in that game, it's still borders on trying to push the whole motion control aspect.
Yeah,
Like I
and that's
said
one thing I
before,
don't like.
I'm not a fan of that shit. I mean,
Yeah.
raise up the pad to zoom in with the sniper's cool, or it's innovative, but maybe I'm just getting too damn old to
No,
play this shit.
in a sense, it's just like when Microsoft announced that you can speak to a game. It's like it's cool, but why would I rather yell at the screen when I could just press A? You know, like
Exactly.
when they said Mass Effect 3 was better with Kinect. It's like, and I could say door open, or I could just press A. I would rather press A. You know.
Exactly.
So with like the whole putting up the screen, the zoom in with the sniper stuff, it's cool, but it seems so unnecessary when we've been doing it an easy way all this time. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But one thing I did like about the Zombie U game was the little app that it had where it scan your face and it turn your face into a zombie. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I like to. Oh
I
yeah,
did.
that like some crackheads. I know.
I did like that a lot. Yeah, that was a pretty cool thing. Lastly, they talked about Nintendo Land.
Oh, that right there was a fail to me.
It was a fail to me as well. It's
That fail.
pretty
That
much
fail.
nothing but a
I mean, I think the whole room is silent on that shit. I mean,
yeah.
and then the guy translating for the little Japanese guy, I think he was beginning to make shit up, because I think that guy was really believing his own hype on that one, because
Yeah.
that game to me was utter fail. It was like Mario Party for the Wii U. That's what it
Exactly.
was. It was
Exactly.
Mario
It was
Party.
nothing but a bunch of mini games based off of Nintendo franchises. To me, it was like, whatever.
I mean, that shouldn't even been the groundbreaking game right there. They could show more than what they did. I mean, if
They're
they
actually showing some gameplay on Spike TV right now for Zombie U, and I must admit that game looks pretty badass, even though it kind of looked like Dead Island, but it does look pretty
oh
cool.
yeah, if you're a fan of zombie games and the survival horror genre, which I am, hands down, I will probably pick it up. And despite a lot of things I'm saying about the Wii U, it is what it is. Fanboys be warned. You mad?
I mean, okay, so we done reached the end of our impressions on Nintendo's conference. In a nutshell, how would you rate each individual conference? Microsoft,
Okay,
Sony, and Nintendo.
this is how I rate these conferences. In the case of Microsoft, they get a C minus.
Okay.
Sony gets a C plus.
Okay.
A Nintendo gets a D minus from me. It was better than the other ones, but they didn't explain enough why I should go out and buy the Wii U.
Okay. Okay. Those seem like pretty fair ratings. As for me, I give Microsoft a C minus. Because, you know, like I said, they showed some things I was interested in. The new tech that they introducing was pretty cool. But I didn't see anything groundbreaking. You know, as for Sony, they also get a C minus from me. To be honest with you, I would give them less, but I was a fan of Heavy Rain, and that Beyond trailer, which we saw no gameplay, looked like the game could be pretty awesome. And the God of War gameplay did look good, and The Last of Us looked good. So they get a C because they showed 3 games that was interesting to me, but the rest was a flop. So they get a C- for that as well. So Sony and Microsoft to me is tied. This is where it's going to get kind of crazy because the Nintendo contingency is going to want to smack the shit out of me. Nintendo, for me, gets a D. For the simple fact, nothing they really showed to me was appealing outside of Zombie U. Nothing else really, Pikmin 3 was a meh. Mario to me was played out. Nothing else they really showed stuck out to me. So, to me, I give Nintendo a D, Sony and Microsoft a C-. And that's just my opinion on those. Anything else you want to add to this?
Well, not really. I mean, we covered the grounds of yet again another E3.
Disappointment.
And the only thing I can say, E3 2013 probably won't be no better.
Probably not. Well, I take that back because it's a chance we could see the new Xbox being announced.
Oh, no,
to be released in 2014.
It goes back to the comment I said before. It goes back to the comment I said before. They going to ride these horses as long as
we do. We still got a little bit of time left, and I did want to touch on that. I'm personally fine with this generation of games. A lot of people seem to think that new consoles are going to bring about new games, but in reality,
I feel you. I'm comfortable with these consoles
because in reality, a new console ain't going to do nothing but bring better graphics. But you still got all these lazy ass games coming out. How many games have you bought this generation alone? And you probably can't even count them. Where you played it and you got bored of it within less than a week.
Yeah, I could name one, Max Payne 3. The only thing I got to say about Max Payne 3 is
exposed.
that game was nothing but hype.
Yeah, and that's all we're gonna get next. That's all we're gonna get next generation. We're gonna get a bunch of beautiful games, but if they still ain't got no substance, then what do it matter? I'm waiting till we get some games with a hell of a lot of substance this gen for me to be ready to go into the next. And a lot of these developers are getting lazier and lazier and lazier. So, I mean, a new console really ain't going to fix that, as we can see with the Wii U.
No. It needs new innovation, and that's what's missing. Sony's not bringing it, Microsoft's not bringing it, and Nintendo is definitely not bringing it because the Wii U is still the same. It's still motion control gaming with a new toy added to it.
Yeah, and personally, I think the Pro Controller is just something where third-party developers can say, well, we can release our games on your system now without having to come up with some cheap gimmick to match that pad.
Or use that damn nunchuck and Wiimote.
Pretty much. But I'm still waiting to see what these companies going to bring out, because one thing we do got to remember, even though the conferences was a bust to us, we still haven't seen the games. The games is what it's all about.
Exactly.
So, and it's still going to be a hell of a lot of games that I'm going to want to play this year, and they've been announced for next year. So, all in all, while I was disappointed by the conferences, the gaming is still alive,
Well, gaming will never die because I'm not a fanboy of consoles. I'm a fanboy of gaming. So
exactly,
gaming will never die as long as there's gamers.
Exactly. Well, this your boy C4,
and this is the Fat Motherfucking Gamer,
and we out, bitches. Peace.
Later.